As a woman, I have watched something unfold that no one wants to say out loud. Women have worked so hard to prove that they do not need men, that men have simply stopped showing up. Feminism promised women freedom, but somehow it made the lives of men easier. Women have stopped accepting help just to feel more independent. And now they're complaining that men have become lazy. The harsh truth is that we women pushed men away. And now we're shocked that they have answered our call. In this video, I will explore how modern feminism has backfired on women, and in the wake of it, kind of liberated men. But before I get into this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos on the masculine and feminine dynamics and on men's mental health. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Why is modern-day feminism actually not that helpful for women? Feminism was meant to liberate women, to give women equal rights, to give women a voice, instead of treating men as equals. Modern-day feminists started treating men as something that we needed to fight against, let alone some extreme forms of modern-day feminism that actually hate men and see men as the enemy, which I think is ridiculous. But sadly, the truth is that modern-day feminism turned into some sort of fight against men. Men against women and women against men. For decades, women have actively pushed men away to create space for their own independence. But we forget that the men were actually the ones that created this space for us women to step into. We need to understand that men have offered up the room in a society that was predominantly run by men for women to take a step into that direction. Somewhere I think this is a situation of don't bite the hand that feeds. But still, women went on and shouted, "We don't need men. Men are useless. It is now the time for women to shine." And guess what? Men answered our prayers. Men listened and men left. They are no longer showing up for women. And it's not because men do not want to show up for women. Many men want to show up for women. Men want to offer women safety, respect, and structure. So again, it's not because men do not want to show up. It's not because men are lazy, but it is because we told them to move out of the way. It is us women who told men to basically off. And guess what? They listened. And now we have women saying that there's no good men left, all men are lazy, they miss the attention of men, they have no men approaching them or asking them for their number. Women are coming back from the phrase, "I don't need a man," because they're starting to feel the loneliness. They're starting to feel the massive gap that men have left behind. Women miss the presence of a man. Women miss the masculine energy, the safety that a man can provide. But most of all, women are missing the feeling of being seen by a man. Before, women went online to complain that they don't need a man, that men are useless, men are a waste of time. But when men actually left, that flipped around. Now women are posting online, "Where are all the good men? There's no good men left. There's no masculine men. Why are men not pursuing me anymore?" Boo-hoo-hoo! The women that shouted the loudest that they do not need a man now have to carry their luggage up the stairs themselves. And what do? At the top of the stairs, they record a video for TikTok wherein they complain that there was no man to help them out. What happened to real men? What happened to chivalry? Why is no man stepping in and helping me as a woman? Okay, let's put this in perspective for the ladies. What do you think is a rightful reaction if someone tells you to leave you alone, that they don't want you in their life? Would you keep showing up? Would you keep coming towards them? Would you keep trying? Of course not. At some point, you would give up. You would get annoyed. You would think, okay, fine, sort it out yourself. I tried. I wanted to help from kindness. You rejected my kind offer. And now you're complaining about me harassing you when I try to offer you help. And now that I don't show up, you're complaining that I'm not showing up. do you understand how crooked this situation is? Are you surprised no men are showing up anymore if the whole internet is full of women shouting that they don't need men? But then the next week they say that there's no good men left. This development is so hypocritical. I am not surprised men have decided to move away from women in general if it's so bipolar out there what they want from men. Men are confused and men don't know what women want from them anymore. So men decide to not take action. And I'm not surprised. And I hope that you as a woman understand this as well. I have already highlighted it before in the video, but the real problem is that women are taught to shout that they don't need men. We don't need anyone else. We can be fully independent. And that by having a man help them, actually anyone help them, this is an insult and an attack to their independence. Now, this is such a crooked way of looking at someone trying to help you from their kind and generous nature. So now we find ourselves in the frustrating situation that women have told men to step back, and men did. And now women are saying that men are not stepping up because they told men to step back. Ladies, do you see the contradiction here? This is confusing for everyone, for women and for men. And we always joke that men are bad at listening. Now we have the proof that men are actually very good at listening. Because guess what? They listened to us telling them to step away. I guess the phrase that really applies to this situation the best is, you don't miss it until it's gone. And sadly, many men are now far gone because women pushed them away. And women are now starting to feel how lonely and isolating that really is. It's a false promise that has been made by feminism that women don't need anyone. Yes, you can be independent. Yes, it's good to do a lot of things on your own. But it becomes detrimental when you realize that it has caused you to not be able to connect with another human being. Women online are told everywhere that they should be hyper independent. But this isn't healthy for anyone, not for men and not for women. It is a very unhealthy development that we think that we should be able to do it all on our own and our life is a solo show of ourselves. None of us are meant to be independent and all by ourselves. We humans are creatures who are meant to connect. We're meant to collaborate. This is how we got as far as we got as human beings, because we work together. Imagine if everyone was just going their solo merry way back in our cave days. We would still be in our caves, or extinct, probably. Many of us are raised in a culture with a belief in a paradigm that tells us that we need to be independent, that it's all about me, 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 me. But in the meantime, we are forgetting the importance of connection for us as humans. And again, this is especially prevalent in the minds of modern day women. All they can think of is how can they be more independent? How can they do everything humanly possible in this life on their own? I mean, we even see it in pop culture with like a hit song of Beyonce, "Who Run the World? Girls." No, we run the world as humans, as an interconnected species. It's not just men and it's not just women. And I hope that you understand that these toxic kind of slogans and narratives are just increasing the divide between men and women. They are making you more and more unable to connect with other people. And even though that empowerment was much needed in the beginning, women needed a little kickstart. Yes, they did. But now the pendulum is swinging too far to the side of the independent, strong solo woman. And the saddest thing is that men cannot say anything about it. Because if men speak up about this, if they don't agree with these developments, they're sexist. They are misogynistic. And yes, we need to remember that men were largely in control for most of our human society and civilization. But with that, we also need to remember that it is men who created the structures where women can now thrive in. So this is a symbiosis. This is a collaborative effort. This is what the masculine does. The masculine creates structure wherein the feminine can flow and create. It is the structures that men have created over decades that made it possible for women to be liberated. We need to understand that for society to thrive, both men and both women need to thrive. Both men and both women are important. Both the masculine and the feminine are highly important in a balanced society, in a balanced relationship. And both men and both women should receive equal treatment and equal respect. Now, ladies, this is an important point to remember. Asking for help isn't weakness. When a man offers you help, it isn't an attack or an impediment on your independence or your freedom. You do not have to be hyper-independent as a woman. I know it sounds super sexy to be a boss babe and to be a girl going solo, and that's fine. There's a place and time for that. But remember that you don't have to do that with men. At least not all the time. There is strength in collaboration and there is strength in relationship and connection. And don't deny your feminine power. There's so much strength in feminine energy, so you don't always have to be in this forceful masculine energy that women have been taught to be in the West in order to be independent. There is so much power in feminine softness, in grace, in flow, in kindness, in receptiveness. There's no way around it, but the masculine gives and the feminine receives. We see it in nature as well. That is what intercourse is, isn't it? And ladies, if you struggle with trusting men, that is something that you need to look into. Meditate on it. Journal about it. Why don't you trust men? Why can you not accept the help of men? And I speak from experience because I haven't trusted men for a long time. And it came from my trauma in the past, from my family that I was raised in, which showed me that I cannot trust men. And this is a journey for you to heal and come back to your feminine energy and let go of control of that masculine energy. Trust men. Trust your feminine power and your feminine energy. And for my men and women, remember this. Trust is an act of bravery because we know that we can get hurt, but we still decide to lead from our hearts. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, leave me a comment what you thought on this topic, and also subscribe to my channel because it helps me to reach a broader audience and to help people learn about masculine and feminine dynamics and to connect on a healthy manner. If you like the videos that I make, there's a couple of ways that you can support my work, which you can find in the description box down below. But the easiest way to support me is by signing up to my mailing list for the book that I'm writing. It's called The Shadowside of Feminism, and in this book, I explore if feminism has unintentionally cast a shadow over men and how we can rectify this as men and women and meet each other again in healthy connection. If you want to sign up for this mailing list, it is completely free and you can find the link down in the pinned comment or in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, I would suggest that you check out this video right here because it perfectly aligns with this topic. Thanks again for watching this video and I hope to see you in the next one.